All right, folks. Tony Doles here again with another rant. It's early for me, folks. I just woke up, flipped on the news. You know, they're talking about the Democratic frontrunners are coming out, who they're going to be. It's going to be Elizabeth Warren, it looks like. It's going to be Bernie Sanders. It's going to be Joe Biden. And look here, folks. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care. I mean, I don't agree with your politics, but, you know, that's what makes America great. I can disagree with you. As long as we have a pretty good conversation about it, what's the matter, you know? You don't have to believe what I believe. I definitely don't have to believe what you believe. So I don't care if you're a Democrat. But here's what I'm going to say. If you're going to be voting Democrat, make sure you check the backstory of these folks. Joe Biden was one of the front-running leaders of building the border wall just about 7 years ago. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. Yes, he was. And a stronger border protection. He was for that. He was for when Obama moved thousands and thousands of troops to the border. Obama did that too. Nobody said nothing. Look here. Elizabeth Warren. Let's look at her. Elizabeth Warren said she was Native American. She's like 1,027% Indian, which means nothing. She has no Indian in her, none. But yet she gained her going to college and getting grants and all this other stuff under a minority status that she never was. She defrauded the government to get where she's at, folks. Crazy. Bernie Sanders running on the socialist ticket. Socialism is communism. You understand that, right? Socialism is communism. I don't even think Bernie Sanders is a socialist. He's an opportunist. If it was popular today to say, or to be a Republican, Bernie Sanders would be trying to run on the Republican ticket, folks. He runs on whatever he can to get the most publicity and find the most opportunity to fill his coffers, to make his pockets fatter. He's talking about, oh, we need to help the poor while he's driving around in a Ferrari. Why don't you sell that motherfucking Ferrari and go help some homeless? How about that? Anyway, there's all kinds of other shit, folks. But them are just a couple things that I was saying. So just check their backstory. That's all I ask you to do. If you don't agree with it, well, there's candidates out there that you will agree with. I promise you that. Now, let's talk about President Trump a little bit, having this, going to this G7 summit. G7 is 7 countries that get together. You know, they talk about all kinds of things, climate change, social and economic issues. But they're trying to make it a G8. All right, they want Russia back in it. Well, at least President Trump does. And he did invite President Vladimir Putin of Russia to join in with these summits. And a lot of other countries are saying, well, yeah, it's okay. But then there's a lot that's saying it's not. I guess it's going to turn into a big collusion thing again. Oh, God, President Trump is now a Russian agent. Anyway, all he's trying to do is make the world a better place, folks. That's all. You know, regardless of his mouth, you know what, even me, I disagree with some of the narcissistic thing he says. I believe he is an egomaniac. You know, it's that simple. He is. But the fact of it is, he's not here to be your fucking friend. Okay? He's here to do a job. And he's doing the job very well. Regardless of his mouth. A lot of us disagree with his tweets. A lot of us disagree with the things he says on TV. But the fact of it is, he's doing a bomb-ass job. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he's saying. You know what I mean? What he says about the other politicians or the Democrats or whatever, that's between them. Let them fucking battle it out. His results are what matters. Lower taxes, we got it. Tax incentives, we got it. Workforce improvement, we got it. All right. Unemployment rates, extremely low, lower than they've been since the 60s. You know, minority unemployment is at the lowest. Minority employment is at the highest. Okay, we got border security going on. And check this out. We're all opening up a dialogue to talk about politics now because of President Trump. Think about that, folks. Think about that. So, anyway, that's kind of where I'm going with that right there. You know, it's you know, just make America great. Now it's make the world great. It's that simple, folks. Let's make it great. Yeah, we can't do that when we got a division of the Romans. They come up with the best military strategy of divide and conquer. Okay, and that's what's happening, folks. You know, we got these groups like Antifa and then the Proud Boys clashing up there in Portland, Oregon, which I'm looking at like this. You know, I watched an interview with one of the Proud Boys who was a Cuban. He's not, you know, he's not white. It's not a white supremacist organization. And he was talking on there about him talking to some liberals, liberal Democrats that were members of the Proud Boys. So that kind of takes away the fact that it's a far right or a alt right organization of white supremacy, because it's many different ethnicities, races, creeds in the Proud Boys. Okay. Antifa, they're talking about, how they're against fascism and racism, yet they're attacking an Asian gay man. I watched one where this girl, all she said was, "I love being a patriot in our country." They punched her in the face and sprayed her with mace. Yeah, folks, think about that. So look at it like this, folks. And I believe that was in Janesville, Wisconsin. So look that up a protest in Janesville, Wisconsin. Look that up and watch that poor girl get sprayed and punched in the face. So, it's getting to be like this. The Democrats were founded on hatred. It was founded on hatred, folks. The Ku Klux Klan was founded by the Democrats. People don't realize that. The Ku Klux Klan was founded by the Democrats. Look that up. I mean, you ain't got to just sit there and listen to me. Research. I always say that, research. Civil rights. The Democrats tried to sit there and fight to get it stopped. Lyndon B. Johnson, who was a Democrat, sat there and says on his watch, there will be no black person in office that tells him what to do, ever. Lyndon B. Johnson, a Democrat. Hillary Clinton, she sat there and said, well, they all look alike. Yeah, that was Hillary Clinton, said that on a public television show. And on top of that, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton did their Halloween costume of a slave and a slave master. Hillary Clinton had a damn noose around her neck, and Bill Clinton was holding on to it in a farmer's outfit. Come on, folks, start thinking about this. Quit being fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Quit being stupid. If you want to be a socialist, yeah, you know what? Be a fucking socialist. But don't force that shit down my fucking throat, If you want to be someone who supports, like gay marriage, transgenderism, where you can be whatever the fuck you want, pretend you're a fucking pet or whatever. Hey, handle it, but do it behind closed doors. Don't shove it down my fucking throat, You want gun control? Let me tell you about gun control. You know what gun control affects? Do you think it affects anybody going out there buying a gun off the street? No. Gun control affects those that legally have a right to own a firearm. That's who it affects. It does not affect a criminal. If you disarm the population and the criminals got guns, who do you think is going to control the area? You're going to have the gangsters, the gangs. That's who's going to control the areas. Bernie Sanders, this is hella funny. He tried to say that all inmates should have the right to vote in prison. Let me tell you what that does, folks. If you allow inmates in prisons that are usually in rural communities, to vote, they're going to have the majority vote over the town. You understand that? And then the gangs who control the prisons will tell their people how to vote so it can benefit them and their agenda. You understand that, folks? That's the stupidity of people like Sanders. They try to grab and latch on to every single vote they can get, thinking it's going to benefit them, but then it's going to turn around and bite them in the fucking ass. And it's going to bite you in the ass, the American people. Because if you got, let's say, we're going to say Folsom Prison, which is in Represa, California, which is in the heart of Sacramento, they got about 5,000 inmates there, folks. It's 5,000 votes. Lobbyists are going to be coming. Lobbyists are going to be trying to talk to those inmates. And then the gangs are going to be talking to those lobbyists. And they're going to tell those lobbyists, we'll get these people to vote however you want as long as you pay us. Yeah, think about that. So anyway, these are things that the Democrats are doing. Just research, look it up. Like I said, I don't give a shit if you're a Democrat. Just start stepping up and doing the right thing. Be a patriot. You can be a patriot if you're a Democrat. Don't people understand that? A patriot is someone who loves their country. That's all it is. A patriot is someone who loves their country. That's it. They're for their country. You got all these other countries coming over here. They're fleeing these war-torn, busted-ass countries. Why are they coming over here trying to bring that shit to us and then change our rules to fit how they used to live that destroyed their country? Think about that, folks. So anyway, it's my rant. Either like it or don't. It's up to you. It's your choice. We got that in America. So, Tony Dole's rant. Have a good day.